This is the Demystifying Mental Toughness podcast, hosted by David Charlton, and you're listening to this podcast to help you build your own mental toughness, so that you can support other people or your clients better. Either way, you will learn more about developing this plastic personality trait that all but guarantees that you will perform better and lead a more prosperous life. Hi there, welcome back to the Demystifying Mental Toughness podcast with your host, David Charlton. So this episode, it's going to be a short one, and I'm going to look to set the scene for the next 8 weeks worth of episodes. I've been missing for the last 5 weeks, trying to recharge the batteries and looking at where I want to take the podcast going forward. In that 5 weeks, well, I'll share a little bit about me. I've been doing a triathlon, my first triathlon, going back to October, November last year. I started swimming. I could swim, don't get me wrong, but I'd started going to the pool on a regular basis. It started off with 10 lengths of breaststroke and front crawl. That 10 lengths then turned into 20, and then into 30, into 40, and then so on. And then we got to January, February time, and I decided I was going to enter a triathlon in May. And sure enough, I've done it. It was a 400-meter swim, so 16 lengths of the pool, 20k on a bike, and a 5k run. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great achievement, or certainly a great achievement for me, and a great sense of achievement. So yeah, when we think of sport, it's not all about achievement. It's not all about winning, and I certainly didn't win that triathlon. It's not all about losing to and success, about performance enhancement or gaining an edge. There are lots of new and contemporary areas, different areas that are coming up on a regular basis. And, that's where we're going to take the podcast over the next 8 weeks. What I'm looking to do is to address some areas, to educate people, be that decision makers, those in powerful roles in sport, coaches, parents. I'm going to interview a variety of guests from different backgrounds, some really, really fascinating stories and insights they're going to go on and share. Because some of these issues, which I will touch on in a moment, well, they play a huge part in people's lives. They influence why people do what they do, the decisions they make, their behaviours. They have a huge influence on their sporting experience, on their mental health, and their performances. So things like diversity, equity, inclusion, and how underrepresented groups are treated, such as the Black, Asian, and minority ethnic communities. Then you've got neurodiversity in sport, social media, blaming, shaming cultures, things like this. They take place in sport. They also take place in the workplace. We're going to concentrate more so on sport, though, in the coming weeks. And as I say, I've got some fantastic guests who are going to share their insights. And really, one thing that I'm looking to help people here understand is that we're all different. That bracketing people into stereotypes can be very unhelpful. To be very rigid in your approach can be very unhelpful. And as you know, if you listen to the show, and if you go back probably a few hundred episodes ago, when we think about mental toughness, mental sensitivity, and in some cases the phrase that I don't like, mentally weak, people can put labels out there very, very easily. So yeah, look, that's all from me for today. I really hope that you go on to enjoy these episodes in the coming weeks. There might well be more moving forwards. I certainly do enjoy the interview format, and I hope you do too. That's certainly the feedback I get from my audience. And, if you know of anybody in some of these areas, whether they have a direct experience in sport, whether they work for a charity, they're a good speaker, please do get in touch. Please do share and let them know. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get different people on the show and hear their words of wisdom. My email address is info@sport-excellence.co.uk. As I say, please share away. And in the meantime, before next week, I hope you have a good one. Take care. If you enjoyed this episode of the Demystifying Mental Toughness podcast with David Charlton, do check out my website, sport-excellence.co.uk, and my online sport psychology resources. The Sport-Excellence website has essential resources for anyone looking to build their own mental toughness or the mental toughness of their athletes or teams, or if you want to achieve peak performance more often or optimal functioning. The Sport Excellence website has everything you need to keep moving forward and thrive. So go on, head over to sport-excellence.co.uk to find out more.